Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. It is episode 37 and today we are starting things off over the top of our newly functioning storage system. This thing now works. It works, it functions, and I cannot wait to get all of my items on the inside of this thing. We will be doing that later on in the episode, but we've been doing so much sorting system stuff lately that I thought it would be good to mix it up and in fact completely leave the base. We're going to be vacating the area and heading off to the shopping district because I've had a plan. So as you guys know, I have got my spoiler store. It is looking absolutely glorious, but it has been fully used up. There is no point in this being here anymore because all of the, well, it's been fully spoiled. Every single hermit has spoiled it, so there's no more spoilers to be had, which means that unfortunately, there's no more money to be made. So we're going to tear this thing down and we're actually going to replace it with something new. But having just come over here, I'd forgotten about Pumpkin Fella. I'd forgotten about the pumpkin on the top, and I think it'd be very rude of me to take that down before Halloween. So we might have to try our best to work around it. And I don't even know how I'm going to do that. Like, I really don't know how I'm going to do that. You know, I'll be totally honest, I don't actually have a design for this thing yet, but one thing that's just come to mind is maybe we could create a gigantic cameraman with this guy being the top of it. I don't know if that would look good. Have they left? They've actually left the original build on the inside there, so we could work around that. Well, either way, the entire thing's been removed. I now have all of the resources, which I'd totally forgotten. It actually is quite a lot of resources. We've got loads of quartz stairs and quartz slabs and everything, which is going to come in handy for our base. But this is what we're currently left with. Yeah, I think the power beam needs to go too. Now, what on earth do we do now? Like, seriously, what do we do? Yeah, I have no clue. I still have no clue. It's been 20 minutes. I've been standing and staring. You don't even know what store I'm building just yet, do you? Alright, I think I have something worked out here. And you know what? My spacing for this seriously could not be better. I have got incredibly lucky there. So that is... Yeah, as soon as I start building letters in Minecraft, I start to lose the ability to know what they actually look like. Okay, so we have film. Now, unfortunately, the M is wider than all of the other ones, but that is going to make its way up through a column, and then I thought we could actually build the store underneath the ground. Yes, okay, this seems like a good idea. Now, I'll explain my store in a couple of seconds, because I think you're going to like it. This should end up being really, really fun. There is a phantom currently chasing me down. I'm really I don't know what it... I just cannot kill these guys in the slightest. Seriously, I don't know what is wrong. My trident throwing skills certainly aren't brilliant either. I struggle so much. Right, he's coming in again. Here we go. There we go, we got it, and we actually got a phantom head, which I was not expecting. Anyway, my store is now completed, or at least the top section is now completed. Obviously, after Halloween, the pumpkin will be removed, and we will just have the Mumbo head up at the top there. Now, as you can probably tell from the borders, we are going to be a film store. So, as you can see, the shopping district is getting pretty filled in with shops. Okay, there's plenty of shops, and currently, there's no real way to advertise them. And, you know, there's lots of them. It's difficult to know what shops are what, who owns what shops. It would be nice to have some way to see these things being promoted. So I thought it would be a good idea to make a film store. So what we do is I, as a member of the Hermitcraft server, will come along and I will use my experience with making mini documentaries in real life to make a mini documentary or commercial or whatever you really want for your own personal shop. So, if a hermit approaches me, for example, Rendog comes to me and says that he wants a commercial made for his logging shop, I'll meet up with Rendog, we'll film the commercial, we'll promote his store, and it will all be in one advertising package. I personally like this idea, and you know what, I'm going to get out of here before I die, because there's a lot of them. I'm I'm gonna go inside here and actually start work on mining out the area underneath the shop, because as I say, this thing is going to be underneath the floor for the most part. So we're going to build up a tiny little studio down at the bottom here, gonna fill it in with, I guess, camera equipment and other bits and pieces, and just make it look as much like a little film studio as I possibly can. Now, for anyone who hasn't been to a proper film studio before, what they tend to have, if it's like a, I guess like a stage area, then what they'll have is big curved walls. Now, the reason that you use curved walls is so that you don't get any lines like this. So you light the wall, and then it almost just, it's like an infinity wall. That's what it's actually known as. So it just goes off into infinity. You don't get any hard edges, which means that you can use it as the backdrop for photos and videos and things. So I thought I'd try and recreate this in Minecraft, a game that has 0 curves. It's a bit of a challenge. This is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. So here is my little film studio. Look. Check it out. I'm a fan of this. I'm a fan of, I want one of these in real life. I want this in real life, please. Please, please, please. I feel like we should add in some filming equipment here, so maybe I'll actually take out some of the curved wall off in this section, and then we'll make it an uncurved wall, and this is where some of the equipment can sit. But I'm a big fan of what we have going on right here. So the way that we're going to get in and out of this place is just by using this slime block launcher right here, which that is perfectly placed. The only thing is that I'm going to have to inform the hermits kind of how to use it, because you have to press it and then hold S and you fly back. You know what? All of the hermits are better at Minecraft than I am, so I'm sure they'll understand this. That could have gone better. Could have gone better. Mobs can spawn back here. I literally just removed a block and there was a creeper there, and because I'm not very good at Minecraft, I just looked at him and just watched him explode and destroy my entire build. Super expensive camera, please don't touch. Okay, I think I finished. I think that finishes up all the small little details. There's nothing too crazy going on here. We've got Welcome to Mumbo Studios. We've got my little camera. We've got a little seat there. We've got some spare camera equipment over here. I have no clue what this thing's meant to be, or this thing, or this thing. But it kind of looks film studio-y. Now what we have to do is actually write out the book which explains what's going on. Welcome to Mumbo Studios, the only and therefore best by default production company in all of Hermitcraft. For the small price of 64 diamonds, we will work with you to produce a film, advert or commercial for your store. If you would like one made, please put your details in a book as well as a short description of your idea for the video so we can begin pre-production work. 32 diamonds will be needed up front, with the other 32 being paid once the video is delivered. Sign, please read. Sign and close. Boom. That is it. So to all you hermits out there, we are now open for business. Please do pop on by. And you know what, I think we can remove that because it's technically a new store now, so we should in theory get more than 3 out of 10 for this one. I'm hoping. But yeah, it is open for business, hermits. If you want a commercial made for your shops, then please do pop on by. To be honest with you, I'm just excited to film them. I think it'll be good fun to just shoot a little commercial inside of Minecraft. It's been so long since I've done anything like that. I mean, in the early days of my YouTube channel, we kind of messed around with doing little short films and goofy stuff like that with my friends. But it has been forever and a day since I've done anything like that, so I'm just excited to get started. I might even download things like the depth of field mod and shaders and stuff to make it look a little bit prettier. Who knows? Obviously it depends what the clients ask for. Now what I want to start doing for this section of the episode is kind of start loading up our storage system. So I am going to just do a bulk insert of items. Actually, I need those arrows. But in theory, now that I'm looking, so this will be the first time in Hermitcraft ever that every single item, apart from those feathers, all of those items right there, in the past, most of them probably would have ended up in some form of bulk storage, like the miscellaneous items at the end, but because my storage system is so big this season, I actually think that we have gaps for all of these items, apart from the feathers and maybe the prismarine crystals. So let's have a look. This is really killing my frame rates, by the way. Wow. I'm not excited to have huge quantities of items here. So that's all of the dirt making its way around. You know, I'm scared because obviously I want to make sure that this is functioning properly, and that looked good. It looked like there were some items dropping in there, which is, yeah, I guess I can't even remember what items I put in. This is the worst test ever. It does look like it's working though. It's definitely working. Look, the repeaters are going in. Those are quartz stairs going in right there. Then we've got some quartz slabs, I do believe. And they'll drop in about now. It's functioning. It's functioning perfectly. Okay, let's start loading up more items. So, I have gathered up everything from all of the chests down underneath. And I have put them inside a bunch of shulker boxes. So now they are, well, I guess all the items are going to start going across. And you know, I'm looking at this. How many of these items do I actually want? That is the question. I imagine, I mean, those ones actually look quite decent. They're not too bad. But some of these shulker boxes are just filled with junk. Just absolute junk. My original plan was to just sit and wait and send all the items through. But now that I think about it, that seems like a very pointless waste of time. So let's crack on with some other projects. And one of the first things that I think we should do, and it's something that I hadn't even realized, is that I only did half of the cyan terracotta. So half of my base is looking very, very sleek and very cool. The other half still has all of the ice. So that's definitely something that I think we need to fix up. And that of course means that we need to gather up a whole bunch of cyan terracotta. Now I think I've got a bunch of terracotta back at the base. In fact, I'm certain because I just put it all into the storage system. But yeah, we still need plenty more cactus green. I think actually at some point over the next couple of days, I'm going to build myself a cactus farm because I feel like cyan terracotta is actually something that we're going to have lots of. And while we wait for those guys to smelt, I think it's probably a good idea to do a little bit of dried kelp crafting because we need to make sure that we keep those kelp furnaces stocked until, of course, 1.14 comes along, and then we can build a wicked bamboo farm to power this thing. I don't know if there's a technique to do this quickly, but if there is, please let me know down in the comment section, as this is currently my technique. That being said, by the time that you actually tell me the technique, it's probably too late, so maybe don't worry. And you know what? Definitely don't worry now, because I've just come up with a fast technique. I mean, look at this. This is lightning speed. So now that all of this is completely finished, and we've got all of the blocks in place, I think it's time to work out what on earth we're going to do with these segments here, because these see-through segments that see us through into the dirt paradise that is the kind of midsection of my disc, this is probably one of the ugliest areas in any of my bases. We need to work out what to do with it. I'm thinking maybe just have, I mean, I suppose, hang on, that actually makes a whole lot of sense. If we just run this across like this, yeah, I mean, that makes total sense. Or alternatively, in fact, I would say white terracotta for these bits. Yeah, so then we get a little bit of contrast in. Let's see how that looks. That's a really small change, but it's made a huge amount of difference. Just doing that has made it look so much more finished. Yes. That's perfect. Okay, well that's a really, really simple solution to a problem that I didn't really know what to do with. And now the base is looking even better than it was before. Fantastic. I love it when things like that happen. Just like tiny little 10-minute jobs and then it makes like a 10% improvement. That's always nice. The opposite is very frustrating when you spend like 10 hours on something and it makes a 1% improvement. We've had a few of those recently in the Hermitcraft server. Oh, and just to give you a quick heads up on the item sorter situation, things are going pretty well. I'm just in the process of clearing this out. And that is going to be, yeah, we are now up to this shulker box here. So we're making progress. And I've just realized I do not have a spot for obsidian. Well, regardless of missing items, I'm actually going to make use of the storage system right now to get myself some items because I mean, look how easy this is. Oh, I've actually just had a really nice feeling in my heart knowing that from this point forth on the Hermitcraft server, I am no longer going to be just right-clicking aimlessly on chests. I'm actually going to be able to find the things that I need. What I want to do is I want to do a very small little redstone project. Grian has been hard at work on the mailing system between our bases, and I need to help him out with just a tiny bit of redstone. So, let's get to it. I don't even know what's just happened there. But before we do any of the redstone on Grian's side, because we are going to do some redstone on Grian's side, I'm going to do the redstone on my side, and when I say I'm going to do the redstone on my side, I mean I've done the redstone on my side. So this thing is now working. We have got a system that detects when I receive an item. So for example, if Grian sends a message, it will come up through here and end up in this chest. And that will power a comparator, which will then turn our beacon beam green. So, if I ever... Ooh, dear! We just witnessed the tag! Ah! That's not good news. But anyway, as I was saying, yeah, if I ever receive a message, then we will see it in the beacon. The only thing is that I think this should be stone bricks. I think that makes more sense. Now, I wonder, where exactly has Grian put his messaging system? I'm guessing it's got to be... So is that where the messages go? That looks like where the messages go. Now, where do the messages come in? Is it up here? So the messages fly in up here and they'll shoot. I guess they'll shoot out and we'll have to build some form of system to catch it. Okay, that sort of makes sense. Now, I know that Grian cares a lot about the way that his base looks, and he probably doesn't want redstone lines just in the middle of his room. So I've done a nice thing, and I'm going to put the redstone line underneath the floor. So the redstone runs out the back of this little chest here. This is the only exposed redstone. Then all of this is going to be fully covered up. We're then going to have a repeater, which is going to be coming out of this block. And then the redstone is going to run across into our sticky piston that is just over here. Relatively simple redstone project. And it should now be working. So if we place in the comparator, our redstone is powered. The piston has extended. And the beacon beam has just gone green. Okay, your redstone is now working, Grian. There we go. Okay, he's literally just logged in, so this is perfect. Let's see if he's impressed. So we throw an item in. And then... I think that works. And then when we take it out, then the item goes. I don't know if he's happy. He seems happy. All good? I think that means it's all good. I don't know, I'm scared. Fantastic. Okay, woo! What on earth is going on here? Okay, so that's proven... So I've just logged back into the server. It's been it's been a couple hours, you know, I chilled out, had some lunch and things. Grian has sent, so okay, so this is proven that my little water system that I created doesn't appear to be working, and I don't fully understand why that is. Is this not flowing water anymore? No, it wasn't. Okay, so that's actually fixed that up. So that's highlighted an issue that we had with the system. So hopefully that is now fixed. Right, I'm going to send that back to him and we'll make sure that his system is actually working. Okay, his side is definitely working, and that is excellent news. Alright, okay, let's put back over to the base. Now, one thing that I noticed with my sorting system just while I was doing a little thing that you'll see in the next episode of Hermitcraft, I noticed that some items were weirdly getting stuck. So I'm going to see if I can kind of protect this from happening by building up a system like this, because they were getting stuck in the block above, which is really, really weird. Now I wonder, is this going to fix it? And I'm hoping the answer is yes, although it's so rare that I don't actually think we're going to see an example of it, and I should probably fix up the redstone before I start messing with this sort of thing. Oh, no, I've just realised something. So, it's nothing to do with this build. This build is working perfectly. But I'm so sorry to say that I totally forgot to build a machine for the Kill Tango event. And that's made me incredibly sad. No, I was planning on doing that later this... Oh, I totally forgot about it. And that has really put me down in the dumps. Well, oh, that is really disappointing. I think I'm going to create a machine anyway at some point over the next couple episodes, and we can chuck Tango in it. We can just kill Tango for the fun of it. Regardless of competition, we'll just kill Tango just for the sake of killing Tango. But anyway, I think for the rest of this episode, I'm just going to periodically go AFK, sorting out all the items, chucking in all of our items from all of my storage systems into the sorter. But that's very boring, so I'm not going to share that with you. So I think I'm going to round things up. I hope that you enjoyed. If you did, please press that like button. And if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. That's what I'm talking about right there. Not good. Not good at all. Well, I hope you enjoyed. And I guess I'll catch you in the next episode. I don't know what to do.